we doing? It's Monday. Welcome back to the channel. I've just been in the workshop this morning getting some PDIs done. There's a DX10 that I started last week. I've just been finishing it off and I've just made a start on a DX27. So here's what I've been doing on the DX10. Welded this thumb bracket on. So that's all good to go. The rest of the thumbs on the pallet here. I've just left it with the hammer on because that's handier to move around with on the machine. Made up a couple of pipes. I just need to spiral wrap them just to protect them a little bit more. Good check over on the levels, and that machine's good to go. Done a bit of spray painting as well, so I've actually resprayed that whole boom, believe it or not. So I think that looks alright to me. So yeah, I've been on with the 27. That's just a straightforward PDI. Stand here and you don't get the wind. Yeah, the 27 is just a straightforward PDI, hydraulic hitch, check levels, lights, general operation. That should be good to go. I've got 80% of it done. Just needs a really good wash off and a grease up as well. But like I say, it's all go at the minute. So I've just really been wanting to get on and sort of get my head down and get these jobs done while I've got time to be around the workshop. But yeah, if you weren't watching Friday's video, I've got a DL350 that's got noisy axles, so I've just loaded up some fresh axle oil in the back of the van, and I'll head up to the machine now, get the axle oil changed, and hopefully that'll put a stop to the sort of binding, call it a binding noise. So I'll catch you up there. I'll tell you something else as well that I noticed when I was putting Friday's video together with that EGR cooler job. I didn't mention how to do it while I was pulling it off. Well, I think it would be a couple of weeks ago. We were at that same machine for an EGR mass flow rate problem, and in the past I've seen those little orange pipes that we've replaced. I think I've only done two. I've seen those just takes a pinhole for that similar code to occur, yeah, that obviously didn't sort it, although that pipe was rubbed through. So obviously my next suspicion was the EGR cooler itself, which, to be fair, the amount of hours, I didn't really expect it to be as bad as it was. But yeah, that's what the background to that job was. It was engine management light, EGR flow rate lower than desired. Although Perkins calls it NRS, which stands for NOx Reduction System, basically an EGR. Okay, I'll yeah, get on. Right, here we are. I'm all set up, got my work permits, all that good stuff. Yeah, I'm just taking the level bung out. We did drain some off the hubs on Friday afternoon, and it was gay black like. We also, there's a cap in there that you can unscrew, and you can put a feeler gauge in, so anything less than 4mm, depending on what brake plates are in it, but for this model anything less than 4mm, the brakes are worn, and they are kind of right on the cusp, which, to be fair, this machine's never had any brakes in it, so for 10,000 hours it's done remarkably well. But yeah, we'll start with the cheaper job and change this axle oil out. Like I say, I have had issues with the axle oil that I did use, and I don't use that stuff anymore. So yeah, it does make sense that the axle oil change could solve my problem. But yeah, I'm pretty sure on the 9,000 hour service, I don't know whether I filmed it or not, but I did check the brake wear, because again I changed the axle oil on it, and the brakes were starting to make a noise again at 9,000 hours. So definitely did check the brake wear, certainly in the front axle, and it's the front axle that's noisy again, but we'll do both. Hey, that's the 40 litres drained out of it. On the bottom of both bungs, where the brakes are, here and here, there was a little bit of brass filings, but nothing that I've not seen before on lesser hourred machines, and nothing that I've nothing that's made me think, oh gosh, that's not good. There is, I don't know if it's still on the bucket, there was a couple of big flakes of stuff which sort of look like that there, quite flat, sort of maybe the size of my small fingernail, and I did spot them coming out of this side, but when I've actually looked at it, it's just white paint that's flaked off from underneath here, so that's not a bad thing. At least it wasn't on the inside of the axle. So I'm going to put about 40 litres of oil into here with a litre, half a litre of anti-squawk fluid. Job will be right. Right, that's the easy side done. We'll go around underneath here now. I was going to try and put it into 2 drums, but for the hassle that it's worth, I'm just going to fill my big blue drum. Because with them funnels on, they don't just... The drum has to be on an angle, so I hate doing this. I hate doing the back axles. I do like... Never mind, I'll set you up here. Right, there we go. That's some axle oils changed on that shovel. So yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes over the next couple of days. No point me running it around for 20 minutes because it'll take a bit to get all that stuff moving in there. So we'll let them do it. And I'll head back to the yard and hopefully get the rest of that DX27 done. Like I say, not my favourite job to do, but it is what it is. Especially when you know where that shovel's been and your face is like that far away from the axle with a load of muck on it. You try not to think what might be in that muck. Anyway, yeah, I think a good day for me would be 3 diggers to service. So I like going over on the East Coast. East Coast is nice, middle of summer. Weather about 20-22 degrees, 3 services, maybe 20 minutes, half an hour apart from each other, just to break up the day. And yeah, that's a good day for me. Those are the days that I enjoy, middle of summer. Anyway, we're far from that now, aren't we? In fact, nearly November now, isn't it? The year has absolutely flown in. It has. Right, I'll get this Clarty boiler suit off. You want to see the state. Can you see this? Filthy. filthy. I think what I'll do is I'll give it a pressure wash off next time I see a good weather forecast. Like I say, I don't often look at the weather forecast because quite often you can have a bad day before the day's begun if you know it's going to rain all day. Right, I'm just waffling. See you in a bit. Right, I'm all packed for tomorrow. That 27's just needing a wash down, which I'm going to go and do in a minute or two. I was going to go and look at a 160 high track tomorrow, but my parts are here for it, and I'll put the parts on the van just in case, but I've got a more urgent breakdown to go to. It's a 160 high track again, and it's the engine's stopped and the guy reckons he's got a fuel leak. Wouldn't be able to tell us which pipe, and to be fair, unless I went all the way through to our Dumfries depot, I haven't got a machine here to rob parts off just in case, and to go to Dumfries depot would make a 2-hour journey into a 3.5, nearly 4-hour journey. So yeah, I've got some fuel hose, got 8 litres of that, so I shouldn't be stuck. And then we've got a electric lift pump for the Perkins engine in stock, and it's got these quick release fittings on and tails, so if I need to, I can sort of temporarily pipe the machine up from the tank or something, or you know, bypass a hose that's burst and get it going with a bit of luck. So that's what my plan is tomorrow, get the machine going. It's not on the roadside where the machine's broken down, it's right in the woods, so I don't know how much of a walk it'll be to get to it, but if I can get the machine running, get it to the roadside, then we can have a bit do. And while I'm there, he wants every filter changing, so that's what's in there. So yeah, like I say, it's a good 2-hour drive for us in the morning. We'll get to that. You never know, I might just be there a couple hours. If that's the case, then it'll be just after lunch. I'll be an hour and a half down to the other job, and that'll just be an hour's work down there. So we might get them both squeezed in. I'd like to get them all squeezed in, but certainly the priority is getting this 160 high track running. So I'm going to go and wash that digger off, so I'll leave it at that for today. Thanks very much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. See you tomorrow.